Oh, hello! Yay, it's time for the 37-minute Gingerbread Man workout. I hope you're excited. I know that I am. Okay, if this is your first time doing a workout from this series, basically we're going to try and maintain the general shape of a gingerbread man throughout most of the workout. So you'll be spending a lot of time with your arms and legs straight and spread out. With just hinges or bendy movements, and we will be starting out with our warm-up. The first move is triangle stretches, so you will put your arms out to the side and bend over to the side and get as close as you can to touching the floor. It's okay if you can't get all the way down there yet. It is pretty tough. There is a certain amount of flexibility required, and flexibility is certainly a matter of training combined with genetics, so don't beat yourself up if it's tough for you. Next one will be good mornings. Typically, I see this move done with the hands on the hips, which is fine if you want to do that, but in keeping with the Gingerbread Man theme, I've still got my arms outstretched. You should still feel the stretch in your legs and in your back, and since you're holding your arms out, you'll probably feel them warming up a little bit more as well, which is great. We'll be doing that a lot throughout this workout. Next up will be twists with knee lifts, keeping your arms out. And you just twist. You can twist. You can choose which direction you want to twist. It works. You'll still feel the stretch and the warming up in your muscles either way you go. Okay. Next up will be straight-legged front kicks. My past self forgot for a second. Okay, so basically you're just keeping your leg as straight as you possibly can as you kick forward. This warms up your body some more and also stretches your hamstrings and your calves, which you will definitely want. And keep your arms outstretched if you can, or rest them if you feel like you need to, especially since you'll be keeping them out for most of the workout. Back to triangle stretches. I love how this one feels. I feel like it's a little awkward to try to pull off, but it feels really good. You'll feel the stretch everywhere in the side of your body. Switch to the other side. And stay there. Just a few more seconds. And now back to those good mornings. So, bending forward, try and get your butt back. I feel like I could be better about that personally. But in any case, as long as you're feeling that stretch, that's what matters. Just a few more seconds. And on to the twists with knee lifts. Now, if you're anything like me, you might be tempted to speed up a bit. Personally, I like to move as fast as I can. I like to feel like I'm really working. I like to get my energy out and up at the same time, if that makes sense. But this is just a warm-up, so be patient. All right, no straight-legged front kicks. If you're able to go from one kick to the next without having to step between, please feel free. I usually have to regain my balance, and I kind of make a little in my head that makes me step between each kick, but that is just me. Okay, and in 20 seconds we start with the first move. You'll want your mat. All right, and you'll get down onto your back, spread your legs out and stretch your arms out, and you will basically just crunch up with your neck and shoulders off the floor and go back and forth like that. So I call these penguin crunches. I usually see it done with the knees bent, and sometimes people call them heel touches instead. I think penguin crunches is just a cuter name for the move, so that's how I refer to them. It's kind of fun to think of myself as a waddling penguin. And I do it in this workout with my legs on the floor, just to kind of keep in keeping with the Gingerbread Man theme. Okay, and stop. Next up will be X crunches, also known as starfish crunches. So your legs are still spread out. You can wave your arms around like I am. It passes the time between moves. Now your arms will be straight out, and you will just bring the opposite arm to the opposite leg. Again, getting your neck and shoulders off the floor as much as you can. If you struggle with that, you can just keep your neck and shoulders on the floor, but still lift your legs up as much as you can. Get them as close to your arms when you raise them. And as you can see, I'm not too concerned about keeping the legs perfectly straight either. Just do your best. This is mainly a move for the core anyway, which you should feel everywhere, maybe especially in the center. Okay, next up will be crunches to twists. This is all part of the crunchy cookie on the pan circuit. So this is when the cookie is just coming alive on the pan. So you'll go up and then twist to one side with your arms outstretched, go back down, and twist to the other side next time, and just keep going like that. Keep your legs on the floor as much as you can, and pull from your core. Try to minimize any pulling from your hips. Not that it'll hurt your hips necessarily, but you know, you're trying to work your core here. And try to let yourself down, you know, slowly. Okay. And we are going back to the penguin crunches. Fun little pun. Crunches for the crunchy cookie circuit. And go. So like with the X crunches, if it's uncomfortable for you to bring your neck or shoulders off the floor, it's okay if you're only a little bit off the floor. I don't think there's really a great modification for this one. All I can say is do your best, and if you need to rest your neck for a little while, that's fine. You can do that, or you can just do some other move entirely for these 40 seconds. You could just do regular crunches, for example, or little hip lifts. Okay, X crunches. Back to those. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and go. So, in case you are interested, I am armed with a little bit of Gingerbread Man trivia, or gingerbread trivia in general. So right now I will tell you a little factoid that sometimes in Europe, and especially in England, I believe, sometimes crumbled gingerbread was used to mask the smell of preserved meat during the 16th century. which I think is kind of crazy. And we're going back to crunches with twists. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had meat with gingerbread crumbs before, or any kind of ginger flavor, at least not that I can recall. I'm not entirely sure that I would like it. I love meat and I love ginger, but I tend not to love sweet meat. I love spicy meat, but not always sweet meat. I don't know. I would be willing to give it a try though. I'm generally pretty open to trying new foods. If anybody doing this video has ever had ginger flavored meat, let me know how you like it. Okay, now we are moving on to the next circuit, the I'm Alive circuit. Here's where the cookie has fully realized that it's alive and ready to embrace that. So first, so spread out your legs, outstretch your arms, and basically you're just doing little direction switches or pose switches, just like that, with hops. I first started doing this move when I was creating a workout based on the Mario games. I was thinking about 2D Mario, switching directions, but it also reminded me of little gingerbread cookies that my mom used to buy when I was a kid, that were slightly slanted in one direction. That's just how they were made. I don't see them anymore, but I loved them. Okay, now we will be doing squats with lateral leg lifts. So with your arms outstretched, you're just gonna squat and bring your leg up to the side, sort of in an oblique crunch of sorts, and keep it as straight as you can. Just like that, and we're just doing one side of the body. The squat is a little bit more movement than I would have wanted for a cookie-based workout, but since since it involves bending the knees, which is sort of similar to a hinge movement, I figured that it would work. And if you have trouble with the squat, you can leave that out entirely and just do the leg lifts as high as you can. Okay, now we are doing that same move on the other side of the body. Get ready, get set, and go! Another thing, if you have a lot of trouble lifting up your leg and keeping it straight, like if for whatever reason it causes pain that you would not think should be associated with, working your muscles, then feel free to bend your knee or just do a step, or just a very small lift. Keep yourself comfortable. A few more seconds. And you're good! Yes! Okay, next up we will have cross-body hops. So you'll have a wide stance and your arms will be outstretched and you'll just be hinging forward at your hips and taking the opposite arm to the opposite leg and then coming back up with a hop. Just like so. If for whatever reason you're not comfortable doing the hop, that's fine, you can leave the hop out or just do a little toe raise at that moment. This is the cookie getting in touch with his full range of motion. Like, look what I can do, I can move my whole body. As if that wasn't already obvious enough. Alright, just a few more seconds. And stop. Nice work. Okay, now we are doing cross-body kicks. So same basic concept, except that instead of hinging forward, you are kicking the leg to the opposite arm. And just one side at a time. All right, just like that. Again, I am hopping because I like to hop. I think it's fun, and I like that it burns just a few more calories and ups the metabolism just a little bit more. But you can leave out the hop if you'd like. And as you can see, I'm also kind of, I don't think that you're going to be able, unless you're like an extremely flexible gymnast or something like that, don't really expect you to completely twist your leg over to the side. So you just kind of kick it up at a diagonal, and you can bring your arm over and meet halfway. Ready to do the other side. And go! And keep your leg as straight as you can. If you struggle with that for any reason, you can just lift up your knee instead. Nothing wrong with that. Or just step forward if you need to do that. I will not judge. Just like there are many different cookies in the world and they are all delicious, so there are many different kinds of bodies and fitness levels, and it doesn't change your worth. Here's your little motivational statement of the day. Okay, back to those cookie pose hops. Okay. Now, if you want to, you can also slow this move down a little bit. Have a slight pause between each hop, or instead of hopping, you can just step and twist. Again, I love hopping. You'll find that I try to put in hops or jumps as much as I possibly can in my workouts. Just a few more seconds and done! Woohoo! Alright, now the squat with lateral leg lifts, just one side of the body. If you are getting tired of keeping your arms outstretched, I won't blame you. This whole workout is sort of a great arm toner in a way that I wasn't really expecting. So if you need to give your arms a rest, that's perfectly fine. You don't have to, it's not really necessary holding them up for this particular exercise. The focus is mainly on the legs and the obliques. Just don't stop moving. That's all that I ask. All right, and done. Now time for that same move, but on the other side of your body. Get ready, get set, and move like the fantastic cookie you are. Gingerbread Man cookies are wonderful and magical, and you know what? So are you, and you're proving it with this workout. Here's another little bit of trivia for you. Apparently, Mary Ball Washington, who was George Washington's mother, used to make soft gingerbread and served it to the Marquis or Marquis. I keep forgetting to look up how to actually pronounce that. I think it's Marquis. but I read it more often than I hear it. So in any case, when he would visit Virginia, she would make it for him. I would like to try more soft gingerbread. I love the crunchy gingerbread. Would probably love the soft gingerbread too, but I don't even remember if I've tried it before. I probably have, but clearly I need to try it more if I don't remember. Now I'm keeping up a pretty steady, moderate pace for this move, knowing that there's a lot more to come, but if you have the ability and the energy, feel free to go much faster. Okay, now we are going into crossbody kicks again. Ready and go! So, are there any real estate nerds out there? I enjoy real estate a lot. I even, for a short time, had a real estate license, but I very soon learned that being really, really interested in real estate did not mean that I was good at selling it. To be frank, selling things in general is definitely not one of my strengths. It's just I don't have the personality for that. But if you enjoy real estate and architecture, in Victorian houses, there are still, there are some details and some styles that are referred to as gingerbread, and that actually comes from, I believe, from Queen Elizabeth I. She was not only known for starting the whole gingerbread man trend by having her baker make gingerbread treats in the shape of her visitors, court visitors or dignitaries, but also because often the gingerbread cookies would feature these really pretty intricate gold leaf designs, and it just that whole style just kind of became associated with gingerbread, so made its way into architecture. And we are now enjoying a blessed, glorious water break. Please remember that even though the water break is meant to help you catch your breath and prepare for the next half of the workout, don't let your heart rate go down too much. You can either dance around, just very light, easy steps, or just do regular little step touches. You can do a light jog, or marches, or something like that. Alright, next up we will have the Gingerbread Man run. So, outstretched arms and bring your heels up to your butt. If you need to do a low impact version, just don't run with it, just step, touch your heel to your butt cheek, and then switch. But I was trying to imagine being a gingerbread man running, and knowing that I have to be very fast and very nimble to escape all the things that want to eat me or capture me or whatever. And figured this would probably be the most efficient way for a gingerbread cookie with limited mobility to run. Okay. Next up will be a Gingerbread Man dance, and this is easier to show than to explain, but basically you'll have your arms outstretched and bring your legs up to the side, keeping them straight in very fast motion. Think of it as kind of like those squat with lateral leg lifts that we were doing earlier, except without the squats and much faster, more like a jumping jack variation. So you should feel it in your legs, but most especially your obliques. And hopefully you're just smiling while you do it because it's fun. I mean, this move, definitely has a very specific structure or method to it to make sure that you're getting at the appropriate muscles, but it's also just kind of fun and liberating in a way, I think, to just move around crazily like that. Next will be Gingerbread Man clap jacks. So this is another variation on jumping jacks. Instead of bringing your arms over your head, you'll bring them in front of you like a clap. You can open your palms if you want to, of course, if you want to actually clap, or if your fists are just getting really sweaty. I keep my fists closed just because that's, in my mind, that's more like how a gingerbread man looks. It always looks to me like they got little fists balled up. Those fists and those smiles, like they're little gentlemen that will, that will treat you very politely, but also not afraid to throw down if necessary. Don't mind me, just projecting my weird imagination onto cookies. It's no big deal. Alright, one-legged hops. Pick your favorite leg and jump on it, and only it. Your other leg has been eaten. This is the part of the Gingerbread Man story where you have to deal with the fox eating you. Speaking of which, here's another little bit of trivia for you. In the original story of the Gingerbread Man, which, by the way, first appeared in a magazine called St. Nicholas Magazine, which was for children, in 1875, as the Gingerbread Man was being eaten by the fox, he said something along the lines of, "Oh no, I'm a quarter gone. Oh no, I'm half gone. I'm 3/4 gone. Now I'm all gone." And that was taken out. that specific set of lines, anyway. I mean, it still ends with the Gingerbread Man getting eaten, but like usually in just one bite. Oh yes, so bird poses. Your leg is still gone. So you're bending forward on the leg that's still there, and just hop as you come back straight. Obviously, you don't need to worry about your leg being perfectly straight as you bend over. Just do your best, and if you struggle with the hop, just don't hop. And if you struggle with your balance, just go ahead and put your foot down on the floor. We're only pretending to be cookies. It's okay if you can't do the exercise, actually pretending that your leg is gone. All right, next up, we are going back to those hops on the other leg. Now you're probably really going to feel this working the muscles in your calf, and I feel like it's easy to underestimate how much that's going to work your muscles there. So if you do need to take a break, to just put your foot down for a few seconds before getting back to the hopping, don't worry, I won't blame you. Just keep doing your best, you'll get better every time. And done. Now we are back to the one-legged bird poses on that leg. The leg that you were working. We're working it some more. Now I'm not totally sure how many people would agree that this is called a bird pose. That's just how I think of it. I've seen similar moves referred to as like a warrior pose or an airplane or things like that. For, I don't know, for whatever reason I like to think of it as a bird. And if you're okay with me not looking very graceful while doing this move, you can certainly be okay with yourself not looking or feeling very graceful when you're doing it. At least you're still working. You're challenging your balance. My balance is definitely challenged. It's not my strong suit. And it's also a challenge for your leg muscles and your core muscles. Okay, back to the top of that circuit. And if I didn't already say it, this is the runaway cookie circuit. So, the gingerbread man run, butt kicks with outstretched arms. Okay. Run, run, run as fast as you can. You can't catch me, I'm the gingerbread man. And I believe in the original version of the tale, not only did the gingerbread man run away from the old couple that made him, but also from other animals. Let's see, there was a cow, and I'm gonna say I think there was also a cat? I don't know. I feel like I've read a few different versions of it. Okay, now we are going back to that gingerbread man dance and have fun with it. Don't be embarrassed, because this is a fun move, even if it looks a little bit silly, and I feel like it's a great move for all the muscles that you're using. If you need any motivation for just letting yourself loose with this move, just think about how yummy gingerbread cookies are with all the icing and the candy. Think about how happy it makes you feel to eat one, and then just show your happiness with a gingerbread man dance. And done. Fabulous. Alright, now we are back to the gingerbread man clapjacks. Get ready, get set, and clap for joy. If you're happy gingerbread man and you know it, clap your hands or your fists. If you're happy gingerbread man and you know it, clap your hands or your fists. It's okay. Okay, I'll stop. So, in case you are interested, another little piece of trivia. Have you ever wondered about the world's largest gingerbread man? In case it has ever kept you up at night, don't worry, I am here to help you out. The record for the world's largest gingerbread man goes to an IKEA store in Oslo, Norway. The staff created a giant gingerbread man cookie that weighed 1,435 pounds, all in one piece. This was back in 2009. I now wonder who ate it and how long it took, or if they just eventually threw it away. I don't know, that seems like a waste. Hopping on one leg. Tell me if you start on your favorite leg or your least favorite leg, if you have one. I feel like you probably shouldn't have a favorite leg and least favorite leg. I mean, if you're lucky enough to have both legs, you should probably value them both equally, I would think. Keep going, you are almost there. And done. Okay, now it's time for the bird poses on the leg that you are working, because you are going to work it some more. I believe this is called the overload principle. Get ready, get set, and fly! It's not enough for a gingerbread man to be able to run. He must also be able to fly. Too bad the gingerbread men can't swim, though, because then the famous gingerbread man might have been able to avoid the fox. And if he had been able to avoid the fox, we might not be doing these poses and these one-legged exercises in the first place. So if you're upset with me for putting these moves into the workout, you can just take it out on the gingerbread man. It's his fault. Okay, back to the one-legged hops on the other leg. Get ready and go! Now, I do think that keeping your arms outstretched is probably a good way to maintain your balance while you are putting all of your weight on one leg, but if for whatever reason you feel like your arms are just too exhausted to keep them outstretched, it's okay, I understand. Again, this workout can be surprisingly tough on the arms when you spend so much of it outstretched, all in the name of being a cookie. So you can put them down at your sides if you want to. I will not tell anybody. And stop. Okay, now we are back to the one-legged birds. And go! In case you are interested in another little piece of trivia for this final move, if you have ever wanted to find a new way to try to make a wish and make it come true, you can try an old Swedish folk tradition. You get a gingerbread man cookie and you hold it in your open palm, you make a wish, then you break it with your other hand, and if it breaks into 3 pieces, your wish is supposed to come true, and such is the magic power of a gingerbread man. I hope you have also experienced the power of gingerbread cookies with this workout. You should feel powerful after all that. Good job. All right, we'll finish up with some stretches, starting with those triangle stretches again. Go down to one side. And after all the work that you've been doing with your obliques and your arms and your legs, hopefully this stretch will feel extra rewarding and helpful. I love this stretch. I feel like it's a little awkward to try to pull off, but it feels really good. Okay, now we are going into good mornings again. If you haven't put your arms down yet, I definitely won't blame you for doing it at this point. I powered through to the end out of sheer determination. All right, now we're doing those twists with the knee ups again. You can grab it, stretch out your hamstrings a little bit. That probably feels really good after all that jumping and all right. And you are done. Nice work. Thank you for coming. See you next time.